He's like, I don't know, whatever you want. No, listen, whatever. He's like, you must get frosted tips. I'm like, you are not getting frosted tips.
What's wrong with frosted tips?
Oh,
Everything.
It's the tips.
Like 1997 is wrong with them.
Ouch.
What is it?
Frosted tips.
Really? I was thinking about that myself.
So before we get going,
Oh, never
My
had
hair's
that.
already frosted. Neither have I.
yeah, I don't know. Before we get going, we're gonna run this kind of like a public hearing. So when we get down to the gym use policy, we'll kind of go around the room with everybody that had the sign-in sheet. And then just give everybody about 3 minutes to speak. And the board will just kind of sit and listen and then discern and discuss from there. But I'll let the chair take it from there.
Ma'am?
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. The Pledge of Allegiance.
I'll be at the table.
It's right there.
Whoop.
Something went wrong.
Something went wrong, so we have to call the meeting to order again then,
Oh,
I think.
you go. All right, let's call the meeting to order. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome.
Chair over there.
That?
Have any updates?
No. No. Great. Okay, so we're here to discuss the gym use policy, and I guess we will start with our list of speakers. Tiffany?
All right. Dear Select Board members, I'm here today regarding the newly imposed, and frankly concerning $75 fee at the Town Hall Gymnasium. As a current taxpayer, I believe the gym should be free of charge to the community members that seek to use it for athletic purposes, as it has always been. As you guys are well aware, our community is remote in a remote area that experiences limited resources, including exposure to healthy activities for children and adults. Individuals in regular exercise and sports have many immediate and long-term benefits. These include lower rates of anxiety, depression, higher self-esteem, improved cardiovascular fitness, increased cognitive performance, less substance abuse, fewer risky behaviors, and increased life satisfaction, to name a few. Our family holds a passion for providing assistance and mentorship into children and adolescents in the NEK. We especially love the game of basketball. We volunteer our time to coach and provide open gym opportunities. On numerous occasions last year, we had 15 to 20 local kids come to the gym and play sports they love. As always, the children were well supervised by responsible adults, and more importantly, the kids enjoyed playing together. At each event, we ensure that the rules and the guidelines of the shared space are respected. Every child takes shoes off in the entryway and proceeds to put their indoor-only basketball shoes on, so there's no dirt brought in from the outside. Furthermore, we host the Elks free throw competition at the town hall. At last year's competition, we were able to witness some incredible local kids qualify for the state level, and then they were able to move on to nationals in Chicago. With this implementation, these ridiculous fees, we could not be able to provide these opportunities for the children. By charging the use of the public town hall gymnasium is not only unfair, but it's directly harmful to our community. Why should the positive events we have worked so hard to build be punished and eliminated? We implore you to rescind this new policy and remember why this space exists and ultimately who it's for. The good men, women, and children of our township have nothing to gain from this fee, but they have everything to lose. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maggie?
Oh, I don't have any.
Okay.
Thanks, Steph.
I just felt like that was a good way to start.
Yeah, that's great. And so I just wanted to just talk about a couple things that with this don't seem to make a lot of sense to me. And one of them is that there is like a gym shortage in the area, all around the area, and not just in our town, but like the Derby junior high last year was getting like double and triple booked, and all of the schools are opening up their gyms for people to use, but here we are in Island Pond kind of trying to close down our gym almost. And I know it's not being closed, I understand that, but charging $75 for makes it very difficult for families to use it, for the school to use it. It is not even in the school's budget. And we're asking to charge for $75 for a day when the schools had no warning on this. It's going to be impossible for them to do that. The gym at the school is too small to play basketball on. I don't know if that is clear to everybody on the select board. It is too small to play at. It's not like the people at the school are choosing to play here because it is a nicer gym. It is too small to play basketball on. It's too small almost to practice on. It's not a feasible situation to truck our kids to Derby to practice or to pay $75 for a day to practice either. I mean, both of those options are almost not feasible, or we won't have a basketball team at the middle school for the boys and girls anymore. And I used to be on Brighton Rec, I am not anymore, but when we established Brighton Rec, one of the things was, and that came out of our town meeting when we created all of those things in the town forum. And one of them was to provide opportunities for children in town, because we used to. That's what we heard all the time. Is like, there used to be so many opportunities for kids. We want to create those again. And that's why Brighton Recreation was formed. And Heather's doing a great job doing it now. And we've been doing that for years, is trying to create free, reduced, and not necessarily always free, but at least like reasonably priced things for kids in the community. And this just seems like, if I understand that there is a cost to keeping the building maintained. I understand that Bruce has to clean the gym, and that, there's obviously electricity and heat, but that space would get heated either way, whether there is somebody using it or not. So why not use it? Because it's a big giant space and we're lucky to have it. So we might as well be using it. And it is great that the kids have always been able to sign up and use it. And I'm not opposed to, even if we start charging, a suggestion is start charging it right in games. If we charge $1 or $2 per person, everybody coming in, those are going to be like the big heavy lifting days for cleaning at least. And the practices, if the kids just pick up after themselves, I feel like the cleaning after a practice is minimal to none. There's not a lot after practice. So it just seems crazy to charge $75 a day after a practice per people using it, per organization. So I don't really have, anything, formal to say other than that, but this policy seems so, non-intuitive to try to encourage children to be out and getting exercise and utilizing our town facilities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bruce, you had.
Thank you.
I just want to make a comment. The cleaning is not a big deal. So before, when I first took on the job, we were hand mopping that floor, which was a pain in the neck, and Paul Chambers used to help, and we both did it. The school then donated to us, or gave us, their old floor cleaner, which I fixed and repaired. It works great now. It takes tops 40 minutes to do the whole floor, cleaning it and everything. The school was kind enough to just give it to us. I mean, granted, they got a new one and they gave us the old one. It's not a big deal to clean that floor with the floor cleaner. The $75 to me seems arbitrary. I don't know how that figure was come up with, because it certainly doesn't match what it takes me to do it. At my $20.61 an hour, I'm not spending even an hour cleaning that floor. Just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Okay, so pretty much, we don't want to all repeat the same thing. I think we're pretty much on the same line of thinking. Is one thing, I think that some organizations, not the children, I think there's two things. I think, like Ben said, the Bearcats are our home team. That's the only home team we have in Island Pond. We're proud of them and we want to keep them. And I think that the gym upkeep is all on our taxes already. We pay taxes in this town. So the upkeep and the heat and all this, it's part of what I pay every year. I think for some organizations that are from out of town, if they need the gym to, I don't know, say Tai Chi, I did Tai Chi down there. I wouldn't have minded giving $5. It didn't cost me anything, but not $75. I'm very sorry, but that's very ridiculous. And the other thing, let's keep the school gym. It's not regulation gym, but we also have lent, the school has lent the gym for activities, other activities than the school activities to the town when needed. Whenever needed, it's open to whoever. And we don't charge anything. The school doesn't. So that's another thing to think about. I think, we all need money to upkeep the town going, but we also need to upkeep our homes. And a lot of the people here in town are now seniors. They, not me, of course, but, we, a lot of limited,
Resources.
in their earnings. So,
Right.
that's, all. I just wanted to be fair. I know Noah has been good enough to come to this, school board. And I think we have some kind of an agreement coming, but not for the money part, but just the sharing.
Kind of a quid pro quo between the school and the
What
town.
so, yes. So,
One more thing if I could.
Yep.
So, the school board in our discussions, I don't think would be, the school would not be, against maybe sharing the costs of resurfacing the floor sometimes, but it was not in our budget this year. We've been, letting people know that floor needs to be done every 2 years and hasn't been done. This is now going on the 4th year now. Hasn't been done. And, I think, if we had it ahead of time and knew that we were going to participate with it, we can put a little bit aside in the school, budget and do a little bit for the next 2 years to make sure that we have our half of it or something like that. Because I don't think this, that's me.
Oh, I got borrowing out.
I don't think the other members on our school board would object to putting some aside, but when it's a non-budgeted item, it doesn't go. I mean, because we're not like this big money pit over there either. And we're supposed to, we've got a double-digit increase in healthcare benefits, plus we've got already have wage increases that need to go into effect this next year. And the governor's calling for us as a school to level fund. That's ridiculous. We can't, there's no possible way. What do we cut? Services, to kids. I mean, and that's, and I hear everybody in this room doesn't want anything to harm the kids.
Well, and what's affecting the school is also affecting the town as far as wages, health insurance, so either way. But anyways, thank you. Jacob?
So as a varsity athlete, I think, this plays a huge part as of where I came from. Without the gym or anything, I wouldn't be a varsity athlete. And it's definitely, played a big role in everyone around me. Taking that away or, limiting it to a lot of people with money is not the right thing to do. But I mean, that's really all I have to say.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Doug?
you.
Doug.
I have been coaching in town for, I think this will be my 10th or 11th year. And this is the first time that I've ever been looking at having to fund practices. To just simply have one practice a week from now until the end of the AAU basketball season, I'd be looking at about $2,100. And I'm a volunteer coach. We're a we don't have a budget. There is no budget with what I do. So it's a major impact on me trying to help out kids and better their lives. And I feel like I do that. I feel like over the last 10 years, I've helped a lot of kids. And I'm happy about that. It's something I enjoy. But for me to, lose the ability to do that right here close in town, be forced to travel to Newport or Derby for all of the practices. On the other side, I do have some out of town kids on the team, but I have 2 moms each week that come and spend money in town while during the practice. They're having food and drinks at local establishments. So it's just one of those things where I feel that this is an unfortunate place that we're at, that we need to be having this meeting because it's the first time that this has ever been a situation since I've been coaching. So.
Thank you, Doug.
Yep.
Kathy?
I speak here.
Oh, you want to speak?
Say, am I here or am I when we actually start talking?
Either or.
Either or,
Okay.
you can,
I'll let them go. I'll go to the end.
okay. Kathy?
Chris spoke and pretty much said what I was thinking, but I just want to reiterate that, I'm a taxpayer and our money goes into the school taxes or the municipal taxes, no matter what. So for the school to pay, it's still going to be taxpayers' money, and that's what I don't understand, and that's what I was hoping to get some kind of explanation for. Because, I've been at school 32 years, and these are my kids, and I go to the games, and I'm proud of the kids. I admire the people, the coaches, and the people that take the time to make sure that their lives are better or full. And charging $75 a session is just it's going to impede that. It's going to detour.
Okay. Thank you. Craig?
Everyone pretty much said it, It's just, there's a lot of volunteers in this town that do a lot, I see the ball field on here, so I'll hit on that, I'll give Kyle Sykes a lot of credit. That ball field, Allen Pond doesn't have a ball field. It's not for Kyle and others, but, and for the town to step in and then start making rules, it's just a bad look, We put our own money into that, people have raised a lot of money, and then for them just to step in and say, oh, we're in charge now, it's not a good look, and countless hours we've coached up there. And, we love home practices. To tell a parent, we got to travel to Derby, it costs money, we want to practice in Allen Pond, and it's.
Craig, ball field's not in question here.
Well, it's on here.
That's a
Yeah, but
letter.
that's just a letter.
Oh.
We're just,
It's a letter.
Okay.
for us.
Yeah. I guess I'm getting ahead of it.
yeah.
I'll get ahead of the ball field. Please don't try that with the ball field. Okay? That's
So you
about
good?
it. That's about
Okay.
it. Everyone else has said everything.
All right.
That's about it.
Is that Brandy? Did you
was
want to
just
speak?
assuming, I saw you walk in, we locked eyes, so I wrote your name down.
Oh,
Everyone said everything.
okay.
My son's just like all of our kids.
Yep.
They are outstanding athletes. They're in high school playing with the best kids from other places like the junior high. And we can't do that. It makes me emotional. We can't do that without the gym.
Well, I don't think we're taking away the gym, just so you know that.
$75.
Well,
You are pretty
that's,
much-
no, but that's not, no,
Guys,
let's forget about the $75, okay?
that's what I did.
I know, I get it, and that's why we're having this meeting, so let's
I
not.
don't understand how something like that can get put on the agenda, or sorry, it was not on the agenda. and gets voted on.
Did you watch the meeting by any chance?
Sure did.
She did, but I did not. But
That was not what the intention was. It was about signing the memorandum of understanding between the town and the school to allow continued use of the school gym for free and allow Brighton Rec to use the school gym without the $25 standard fee that the school has. And that was what started that conversation.
okay, but my point is that it wasn't on the agenda and then went down.
And a vote was taken.
And then a vote was taken to charge $75 when it wasn't even on the agenda. So you have to, as a townsperson, you have to question, how does that happen? That something's
Legal.
not even on the agenda and then gets voted on that clearly impacts a lot of people.
And it's illegal.
Emma,
Oh, Emma.
As someone who is on the brain team and like uses the gym, it's like it's really difficult to like go out to do every.
Yeah.
Good. Doing great.
It's okay, Emma.
For your kid.
It's a long drive. I take it every day, there and back.
The kids already, I mean, our kids already are driving out to Derby
That's right.
constantly for sports, constantly. And it's so nice when we can have practices in town and it is,
And they get home
and
at
it's reasonable.
7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
And the reason so many of our kids are good at sports is because we had all these open gyms and allowed them to like shoot on Friday nights. Oh, we'll open up the gym, come down and shoot. And Tiffany and Doug have done a ton of it. And that is the reason that, you know, so many of our kids have done so well.
And it's something the town should be proud of.
I don't think we can put a price tag either on, it's gonna cost town money to run a town hall. We get it. But at the end of the day, we can't put a price tag on that. We can't say, oh, it costs us $1,000. The alternative is they don't get to play. And then, 5-10 years from now, we say, well, what happened to our community? Why is there so many kids on, don't act surprised. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be one way or the other. It's gonna cost something. We get it. But don't put it on, you can't just put it on the people that are volunteering.
No, I get it.
Make the kids suffer.
No.
That's who's suffering, is the children.
If I could too, I would like to just say that I don't think I'm the only one. As soon as the coat rack and the place to put boots and everything was there, all of the kids come in, they take everything off, they bring their shoes in, they put everything on inside. So the cleanup after a practice, I feel is minimal. After a game, that's different because everybody's walking in with their outdoor shoes. But the space is heated regardless. Just put in all LED lighting in there. So the cost to light that room with LED lights for a practice is not expensive.
And as someone who volunteers, for open gyms, I'm more than willing to run a broom through that at the end of my practice. And which we have been doing. We leave that gym very clean.
I've talked to Noah many times, the gym is not in good shape. The floor, it's a Band-Aid what we're doing. Every 2 years we resurface the floor, and I know it's big money to redo that floor, but that's going to have to be talked about at some point. I don't know how you raise the money. That's your guys' job. You got voted in. I don't know how to do that, but it has to be done. We cannot keep doing it the way we're doing it. The floor is a joke. It's not just me saying it. It's good now because it just got redone. You guys dropped whatever you dropped into it, but it will not be good next year. I promise you it won't be. And you're going to be in the same spot. So we have to have the talk about how we fix that floor. Allen Pond's known for basketball. You can go anywhere and everybody talks about basketball in Allen Pond. We cannot have the worst floor in the whole county. Like it's embarrassing.
It looks.
No, it's slippery.
No, okay. So there's a safety issue.
I mean, it's got to be fixed, it's got to be redone. I'm sure it's big money,
Why
but
is it slippery? I don't understand.
because they've refit, there's probably like that thick of like
Oh,
whatever. Yeah.
They've never ground down to
Gotta
the,
be-
oh,
Needs a
okay.
new boards, which is probably, like I said, it's expensive, but
But
So
then also, once it gets fixed, we have to figure out a way to protect it. Like when we have voting in there, people are bringing their boots in, like when we have all these meetings, like it's just not a good place. Or they used to have a thing that like covered the whole floor.
Yeah.
And we walked on it. It was a big canvas. I don't know where that, Bruce, if you have any idea where that was, but we can't just have people from outside with their wet boots walking in and taking a vote and.
we just did the FEMA guys, right? I know you didn't have a choice, but we redid the floor and we let everybody in there.
It's just,
It's counterproductive.
But they had mats down. They covered the floor.
There's still some
But-
damage.
I was gonna say, they're
And there's
tears, they're
I just had them up here today. There was a group of 3 of them that came and gave an analysis, but it's tough to say if it was them or if it was just, again, maybe it wasn't that good of a job. So, and like you're saying, it really probably does need some real TLC, but I would almost take that conversation. I know we're only talking about the gym, but thinking about the whole town, take that a step further. Whether it's the railroad depot or this building or the town garage, these are things, or the wastewater treatment plant, things that we all have to take care of. And unfortunately, in years past, it just wasn't done. And so part of our responsibility is we're going to have to take care of it. And from what it sounds like I'm hearing is everybody wants to do that, which is wonderful. Whether it's the gym or the town hall or the railroad depot. And I can tell you, I really appreciate that.
And the gym is always, since existence, it's been a multi-purpose facility for the town to use, not only for just basketball. And with no other place to hold these other events, the gym is the choice. If we have to refinish the floor or completely overhaul the floor without replacing boards, we'll continue to do so. But as time goes on, those are expenses. And we're in a budget crisis now. So
I'll just speak here in the deliberation process.
And also, Craig, I want to let you know, and you too, Doug, when we discussed this earlier, it was a quick and probably could have used a little more work. And again, that's what we're here for. But I do understand that everybody that was using that gym in there, this wasn't particularly about the basketball players or any of the practice or anything, because this isn't what started this. It was just other people outside too using the gym, which gave us this thought. Again, like you said, FEMA using it, or somebody using it from out of town to put a Christmas bazaar in there, so to speak. There's just so many other things. So, it came to us as a little quick. So I just want to let you know, this was nothing to pick exactly to the school basketball teams or the people that play at night.
Like the organization thing, I hear a lot about, if an organization goes in there, Doug will tell you, I'll tell you, you can't run a team with just Talent Pond kids. So if you want to call my team from Newport an organization, you can call it that, but we already pay to get in the league. Like there's no money, like Doug, there's no budget. Like I would have to go to my parents and say, hey, it's going to be another $300 to play. And they'd be like, what? They would find a different team. Yeah.
I know for me, looking at, and again, I can't vote on this because there is a conflict. Looking at the charges, based on the fee that was thrown out there just for the Brighton Rec events, is $1,400 for the year for the winter period. And this is me personally, is that should at some point a fee be established for the gym? Nominal, maybe a seasonal fee, a very small fee, and not be communicated in advance rather than suddenly. That money could go into that fund for refinishing it when you guys needed it to. When organizations are using it, we need to be watching that floor afterward and seeing, okay, do they need an extra cleaning? If they need an extra cleaning beyond what is typically done because of their use, evaluate, is there a fee for if we have to clean up after them? Like somebody goes in, uses it, they normally don't have any issues. They go in, they leave it a mess, they get a cleaning fee that's established. And that cleaning fee goes to help offset the cost of repairing it, as opposed to a huge fee. And then obviously, if we're seeing the damage and the filth being left behind after a group, you need to evaluate if that group should be continuing to use it. I'm not saying any of you guys do. I'm just saying this is in general, across the board, regardless of who's using it. And then when you look at the uses, is that use likely to cause damage, cause things to happen? Is it a group of kids in clean basketball sneakers? Is there a group of adults doing yoga in socks? Not a lot of damage is going to happen from that. But if you're doing something that's indoor, outdoor craft fair that's going to bring in mud and dirt, then that has the potential that those things should have a much higher fee or cost associated with them, or cleaning fee, something. There are other municipal gyms that do charge. The fees are very low by comparison to that 75. We're talking I've seen anywhere between $1 and $10. I've seen policies that allow in-kind to count toward their fees. So yeah, as you look at this, it's, there's a cost associated with it. And if damage happens, it has to have something done. But $75 is a lot for the local organizations, especially to be sprung very quickly on them.
I think that was made for, like you said, the outside. And it was kind of got,
I mean, I literally went and redid everything for Brighton
go
Rec.
ahead.
That's what it was.
I redid everything for Brighton Rec based off that fee.
I just wanted to, I'm not on the list, but just as someone who, this doesn't really personally affect me. Don't really use the gym. I don't have kids. But I do care a lot about the kids in this community. And so there is that. But from everything that everyone has said, I really just want, as we think about this, think about the accessibility, where in this area we are, the opportunities are less, the incomes are usually less. Just think about that when you're making that decision. With whatever you're charging, think about how accessible that's going to be for the town and for the kids.
And for kids who don't have parents at places.
Absolutely.
We totally lose them if the gym has a charge or if we have to relocate. So everyone should keep it. And because there are some kids, I can only play as long as either. They don't have the same, they need this.
And to hit on that, like Doug coaching, and I'll bring up Doug and Kyle. Kids want to be on his team, they want to be on our team. If we don't coach, we're at the mercy of somebody else coaching our kids that might not do the same job, and I will stand up for our coaches. We do it pretty good out here, but we need the spot to do it.
Any other public comment? Because I'd like to say something and
Yep. Go ahead.
I was the one.
Say one more little.
Sure, sure.
Quickly. Instead, I'm not sure, Heather, if I heard exactly what you said, but I think you should have a fixed fee for organizations that come here to use our gym that involves adults. Like I said, I belong to Tai Chi here. I did some exercises here. We did, oh my God, we used to do craft fairs here. We did a whole bunch of things here. But if you had a step fee for all, and not a big fee, I'm saying like $20. So if there's 10 people, well, they give $2 a piece and that's your 20 bucks. It's not a big deal. If you start setting fees because one dirty more than the next, or this one left a lot of garbage and this one didn't, you're gonna have a terrible time. You're gonna have to hire somebody to
it'd be me.
see what's going on. So I think a set fee from the organizations, not the children, not the sports.
I
from the
think this
school.
whole thing started because the school using the gym and other departments not able to use the gym. So years ago, the school did pay the town.
Well, we couldn't
use it.
find that. Our bookkeeper
Yeah.
came to the school
Yeah.
and talked to,
Yeah.
Noah was
I
there.
think Joel was talking about that. It was years and years ago.
It was like it was in the
before
80s.
my time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I worked there 20
So-
years and that was 10 years
That's
ago.
right.
So that was at
So-
least 30 years ago.
Oh, this goes
So
back.
now-
to
Oh, we went back 69.
It must have been when you guys were playing basketball.
So, but whatever it is, whatever. So, you guys say, well, it's the taxpayers are paying it as well, they're, paying it anyways. But it's the budget thing where it makes our budget look bad because the school is getting it for free, but we still have to maintain this gym for the school. So the school budget gets passed in 25 minutes. Town budget last year, what, 3 hours?
So, I mean,
So-
we could just separate out what the
And
gym
that's-
costs from everything else.
Like
We could,
Kathy said, though, it's the same money.
I
Right,
get
but-
it,
but
but
we
the
get
thing is,
questions
No,
we
about
I
get
get what
questioned
you're
about
saying.
it.
I get it.
What do you mean it costs $8,000 or $12,000?
If $75 was like to break even,
No,
you know,
Yeah.
like I can see you guys, like if it's $75 and we charge everyone, we'll break even and it won't look bad for us, right? But I think the town, as if you went around, I think they support whatever it takes to run that town hall for our kids.
right.
If that's a 3 cent, whatever it is, I think the town supports it.
Okay. It was my motion to charge the $75 fee. And I will be the first to admit, when I'm wrong, I was wrong. I'm new to the board. I'm not savvy to what needs to be on an agenda. When I read the memorandum of understanding that the school was going to use the gym for free, but we would have to pay $25 for school.
It was to waive the fee for $25 rather than,
So
because they have a standard fee of $25.
at $2.2 million for this school budget, just my ire was up. And so it was wrong. I didn't have the proper information in my brain. You know, I played basketball under Mr. Brissett when I was in grade school. And I just didn't think enough that, yeah, we had practices in the evening. So with that, I apologize for that, being, quick hammered on that decision. I understand every one of your comment and I agree with every one of your comments. So with that, I'd like to make a motion to postpone any fees until we have come together to develop a new plan of fees, which would be on the budget. I mean, on the agenda
Would that mean, Noah, would that mean we could start using the town hall?
immediately.
No problem. The only
So-
thing I need is I need the school's calendar. I need something from those.
Like we did last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me restate my motion. I motion to postpone any fees immediately until we have gotten more information and come up with a better plan. And when we bring that to a vote, I have another motion after.
I think we need to repeal. I think the motion needs to repeal the previous motion, but it's not postponing. I
I
think,
see.
you see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
So we need to repeal first.
Yeah.
And then if there's any motions after that, we can make a motion, but the first one is to repeal.
Go ahead.
So therefore, I make a motion to repeal the $75 fee as was stated from the previous select board meeting.
Okay, anybody second that?
Second it.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
So that means that we're,
Everybody goes back to what we were doing. Okay.
Okay, until,
now Greg, you said you had a
the
second motion?
motion is if in creating an ad hoc committee of parents, coaches, citizens of the town, to come together and come up with a plan that is amicable to all parties within the town. Now, I agree, town sports, children of the town, there should not be a fee. I 100% agree with that. Being born and raised in this town, I totally understand. And every one of your points is very, very valid. So does it
On that
need,
committee, I'd like-
does it need a motion?
I would just suggest
Yeah.
before you go and create a committee, think about who has to be on the committee. Somebody has to post the agenda, somebody has to take the minutes.
Yeah.
I mean,
An ad hoc committee?
does not matter.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's what-
If there is a budgetary component.
want to hit that?
Just thinking out
We
loud,
can, we
because
can
I'm like,
just,
another
do it in
meeting.
our regular
Yeah.
meetings.
All right, Greg.
Excuse
Yeah.
me, it's like-
You got the right idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
You
it
weren't
goes,
that bad making that motion
Yeah.
before. Forgive me. You're okay.
Okay.
it goes beyond just the kids. The Agency on Aging is the one that we hire in to do Tai Chi. So the reason it's no cost is because we work with them to fund, like Brighton Rec is working with them for their fees. A lot of the stuff we do, whether it's for seniors or for anyone, it's no charge for anyone. I mean, we have the budget to do a nominal fee, but when we get into large fees, that hits the quality of programming that we can afford as a small fundraised group.
So
to
let me
bring in.
ask, you and I talked about this and I asked you, would you be like, say, $200 for the season? Would that be something that,
I think all the coaches are willing to, if it takes to keep the town hall running smoothly and.
and this money would just go into a fund
Right,
for
would just be
the
a
right. I mean,
reserve account?
yeah,
for
I don't
the
know an
gym?
exact amount that everybody be good
No,
with.
I get it, but it's just to have, so
Yeah.
you have some stake.
Nancy, you have some skin in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
No,
it's just-
yep. I agree, and
And it's,
it's, the town hall's busy. So I mean, there'd be a lot of people that, like Noah last, we had to almost fight over days,
We do fight over
exactly.
days.
So,
know?
and I mean, would you be okay with that?
I would be,
Well, Doug? I mean, because because you're not coaching the kids at school, you're coaching other,
I have
Yeah.
a travel team that
Right.
has.
and so what I'm at is, so the kids pay to play.
It's.
I get it. It's not,
$800 fee.
yeah, whatever. So I'm asking you, would $200 for the season? I mean, is that doable? I don't want you to,
I feel like that's still.
Still.
I feel it's
Yeah, I
still a
don't
lot
like
of money.
it.
How many,
Okay.
you gotta remember this.
We just rescinded all this. We shouldn't even be talking about this.
No, we're
Hold on,
just
hold on. Let-
no,
Just one person at a time, because we're kind of recording this, so we want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity. So
so
I just
some,
want
finishing up here.
to know how many teams there are.
there's a whole different lot of leagues.
Yeah.
He plays in a different league than I play in, Dana play in different, everyone.
I know, but, and like if she said $200 a piece, but if, that's a lot, but if we have a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Who would be
maybe
paying it? It would
$100.
just be me,
There's
Doug,
only
and
There's only
Dana.
one local team in my age group, and I cover the whole area. I'm the coach for the
The whole-
Northeast Kingdom.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
Are you suggesting $20 for the whole team? So it's like,
200.
200, so it's like $20 a player or $200 a?
No,
For the season, for the team.
For the season, for the team.
Is it something
Or,
that the
I mean,
league
is
could
that-
pay instead of the coaches?
They would just go up on fees. I mean, it's gonna come back on us regardless.
Right.
I think the problem, guys, with 200, even if Doug said, yeah, I'll do it. It's, the gym costs, it costs something to run the gym. So we gotta figure a way to pay for the gym without charging us.
Right.
Right.
I don't believe we need to even discuss this right now at this time until we get back to a regular select board meeting and
Well, I think we
discuss.
should discuss. it.
Well,
We're here.
because we just rescinded everything, so we shouldn't be discussing what we're gonna be charging when we just dropped everything we talked about.
We're
We're
discussing what would
discussing.
be, what would be something that could be
Right.
amenable.
As long as we do have the select board first.
Yeah,
That's that.
no decision will be made.
Yeah, no decision.
Yeah.
I'm just getting information
I
here.
think we need a real cost of what it to run the town hall.
Well, I
To
think we
run the
know
town
that.
hall.
To run,
We-
I believe personally that it doesn't cost you guys any extra for me to go to that town hall. That's my belief.
Well, if there was nobody in there, there would be nothing to clean. There would be nobody there, which we do not want.
But-
Uh,
I'm not taking away from the job that he's doing cleaning. But if he doesn't clean, he's getting the same money if he's cleaning or not.
He's able
Well,
to
the-
work on other tasks.
right.
There's,
So you're paying him overtime when he does.
No,
that.
no.
there's more overtime during the winter because there's so much more work to do.
Okay, so we'll clean it ourselves.
Can't do that.
Liability?
I did last year.
To run a mop?
It's not the mop.
It's not the mop, it's the machine.
I know.
Oh, no, no, no.
It has to do with some things
This
that
is
were
a terrible spot because the floor is terrible. You can't clean it anyway. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's good right now, but it doesn't matter what he does down there. In a year, you can't get it to be good.
So, okay. so
If you're
let's
talking
go-
trash, like, I mean,
No, we're not talking that at all.
Okay. Let me comment. So I think when we had that floor coated, or that was the outfit from Danville, they coated it for $3,400. Okay, that, I didn't hear any complaints about the floor for almost 2 years. But it's supposed to be done. It was that third year
Mhm.
and beyond that we started hearing the complaints because the coating actually was worn off. And right now you see it, it's shiny, it's nice, and that's gonna last if we take care of it, and we clean it. I think that, we just need to make sure that we're doing it on a regular basis. And I think that, that coating, I mean, yeah, the floor is not in great shape, but it's old. You know,
It's
so-
not no one's fault either, guys. You walk on the floor, the fans are on the floor. The moment you step in that gym, you're on the floor. The fans have to go like this when they watch a game. It's just not ideal, but it's what we got.
So just so everybody's on the same page, I'm just gonna run down this line by line because we're gonna have to talk about the budget eventually, right? The municipal building for 2024 projected budget, supplies was 4,000, electricity is 6, heating is 10, water is 2,640, sewers 3,552, rubbish removal is 2,500, and building maintenance and repair, that's like everything you can imagine that happens with this old building, $6,000.
Including the railroad station
No,
and.
that's it.
That's for the whole building, correct? That's
Yeah.
everything. That's
Not
for-
just.
Right.
In my opinion, most of those fees are the same whether we're in there or not.
Agreed.
Heating is not changing whether we're in there or not. We don't turn the heat up when we go in. Most of those fees don't change whether we're there or not. Water sewer doesn't change. So a lot of those doesn't get affected by use of the gym.
Yes. And we have.
It's if
do
there's
have
an
income.
additional cleaning, that's where,
We have income
Yes,
coming
I
from
would
the
agree with
building.
that. If somebody comes in and there needs additional cleaning, I would be fine. If I need to be charged because my team left a mess, charge me.
Yeah.
But if I leave it clean,
Right.
there's no.
and that's what I'm saying, is if you're requesting a additional cleaning because you have something like, if you're requesting an additional cleaning beyond the regular schedule, or because of whatever occurred in the room requires an additional cleaning, that's when there needs to be a fee and a published fee.
I could agree with.
And if it happens all the time,
You kick that.
right,
What I've been trying to suggest is, depending on the organization, it's just like when you rent something or whatever, you put down a security fee before.
That's right.
So if it's clean, you don't need to use it. If it's a mess, if you hold on to that
That's right.
security fee, hey, that would be for, it would depend, that would be like for a craft fair or a hunter's dinner or what, or something like
Yep.
that. But that's just.
Very good.
I agree.
I was just told you the schedule will be out within the next week or so.
Okay, thank you. That's
Bruce said in the beginning that it wasn't a big deal cleaning though, so I want to get that out. Like, is it really a big deal?
It's not. The worst things I've had in there is, goldfish crackers under the bleachers and stuff. But those kind of things that are there. And then, I guess, Brighton Rec did something with beads once, and I was cleaning beads up for centuries out there. 'Cause it's a little-
That's Brighton Rec.
that wasn't me.
No, so, yeah.
But I mean, what I'm saying is that, I'm not saying that you guys leave it now, I'm saying that if it happens, I'm not saying these organizations will do it. I'm saying if you establish that fee now, other users, because right, you guys aren't gonna, like, eventually there might be new users that try to come in. It will deter them from continuing or from leaving a mess.
So Jay, do you have something you want to contribute?
Yeah, so I live in Island Pond. I'm the assistant principal at Derby Elementary School. Just some context, we use the Derby gym. We have a building use agreement, organization sign. This fee you're talking about is only for additional cleaning above and beyond. It's $28. Just for context, and that's basically to pay like our custodian for an hour of work for extra cleaning. It's not, we don't charge organizations unless it's above and beyond. So just so you're aware.
Okay.
And that fee is supervisory union wide, which is what initiated this.
Well, no, it's
conversation.
at Derby Elementary School fee. It's not supervisory. Each
Because
gym.
the one we were given was I was given from Brighton Rec was the SU version, which had the
Yep.
$25 fee, which is the version we have here in Brighton.
Right, and they're probably all pretty standard, but it's for like additional cost if somebody like happens to leave a huge mess. But generally, we don't charge for groups to use the gym unless it's a weekend and we have to have a custodian on site. But for practices during the week, it's usually doesn't cost a thing.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Bruce.
how hard would it be to have the local businesses in town do one of those roundup things on their, when someone pays with a card or they pay cash, where would you like to round up to the next dollar? And then you have that roundup goes to the, to support, kids playing basketball or baseball
Or
or
just a
whatever.
bucket that they can put money in, because
Well,
If the roundups, if you talk to White's Market in Williamsville, they
lot of money.
make like $25,000 for organizations on literally people paying pennies.
Okay.
I always round up.
Let's
round up.
round up businesses in town, if they all just had that roundup feature on there and they just.
That would be
I
great.
think it would work, yeah.
I think it just
We-
depends on what they.
We went to New England tournament.
Yeah, it
Our
really depends
baseball.
on their system.
We went to a New England tournament with our baseball team, and in 2 weeks, this area raised $35,000. So the support is there. The support for athletes in this area, it's there. Trust me.
I'm sorry, there's something you wanted to say earlier?
I think I got it answered while we were, thank you.
I will look into that roundup thing. I think that's a great idea. I think my system will do it. I know it does. Just gotta figure out how to do it.
They take tax. We
know-
talked about it before for Brighton Rec with some businesses, and you really have to get like on a long list for one.
Yeah, we're never doing
something
something.
on it. But there's some businesses they can and most of them can't. If you have a, yeah. you-
I think I can.
Yeah, it's-
I'll try. And I would think that Kingdom Market must have, I think they have a pretty good.
I anticipated some heated discussions after the next day, after I made the motion, and I want to thank Mr. Barnes, Bucky, and Craig coming to my house and discussing it at length with me. And I appreciated the education I got and the reminder that I got was very, very beneficial and kind of humbling. So thank you, Craig.
They came to my house too.
It's my office.
My ring system didn't accept it, so I think we were.
And he came to my house too.
So,
Gene, I mean, you're talking.
yeah. So are we all good? I think, all right. So, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, I think, there's no other comments, right? I think we pretty much have repealed it. Everybody's okay.
Back to old business, everybody.
I'd
Okay,
like
go
to
ahead.
thank the board for being reasonable about this.
Yeah.
For receiving our comments as you have. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Is there any discussion by the board before you adjourn?
Any discussion?
Any other discussion?
No, I think everything's been put out. I
We
think,
just have that on our next meeting agenda to talk some more about it if we have to, and we go with it.
okay. That's all I got.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I could vote on that, right?